Right friends, welcome back to Insight. For 22nd week, we are discussing about organization and its role. We are going to deliberate 12 more organizations in this Insight program, and this is the last in the series. With this, we have discussed about 60 important organizations in India. The first and the foremost is CPCB, that is the Central Pollution Control Board. It is the statutory body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It looks at both water pollution as well as air pollution, and it was constituted in September 1974, and at the same time it provides technical services to the Ministry of Environment based on the provisions of the Environment Protection Act of 1986. And the two important aspects of Central Pollution Control Board are air quality monitoring and water quality monitoring. Please don't forget. Look at the next one, GICRE. GICRE is General Insurance Corporation Reinsurer. That means General Insurance Corporation now working as the sole reinsurer in the country. You may ask, what is meant by reinsurance? Reinsurance is, it takes the partial risk of the insurance companies. GICRE basically is the reinsurance provider for general insurance companies in the country. What is meant by reinsurance? It partially takes the insurance risk of general insurance companies. And initially, General Insurance Corporation was incorporated on 22nd November 1972, but in November 2000, GIC was notified as the Indian reinsurer through administrative orders, and subsequently amendments were brought accordingly. So, GICRE is the only reinsurer in the country and fully owned by the Government of India. Look into the next one, Geological Survey of India. This is one of the oldest organizations in the country, established in 1851. And don't forget, this headquarters is in Kolkata. This is attached office to the Ministry of Mines. And another important aspect is, it provides information of geoscientific matters to the government, industry and public through its field surveys. And at the same time, it disseminates the information in the form of maps, publications and unpublished reports. And at the same time, it is the primary responsibility of this organization to generate, upkeep geoscientific database for the country. Look into the next one, DGAD. This is another important organization with the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. This is the Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties. Basically, it looks at anti-dumping duty and countervailing duty. You may ask, what is meant by anti-dumping duty and countervailing duty? Anti-dumping duties are normally imposed when the products made in foreign countries are being sold in other countries at less than the market prices. Deliberately selling the products at less than the market prices so as to eliminate the competition is known as dumping, and the duty imposed as anti-dumping measure is anti-dumping duty. Another one is countervailing duty. Countervailing duty is the duty imposed when the products which are being sold in another country enjoyed several subsidies in the countries of manufacturing. Because of several subsidies enjoyed in the country of manufacturing, they can sell the goods at much lesser prices after exporting them to other countries. That's why the domestic industry will be affected. For that purpose, anti-subsidy duty or countervailing duty is imposed. So, to recommend with regard to anti-dumping duty and countervailing duty, the organization responsible is Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties. This recommends to the Ministry of Finance, and Ministry of Finance finally impose these duties. This is very important aspect. This Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties, which is under the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry recommends anti-dumping duty as well as countervailing duty, and the final decision will be taken by the Ministry of Finance. HUDCO, this is Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited. This is a Government of India enterprise under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, and this was established in 1970. What is the main purpose of HUDCO? HUDCO's main purpose is to promote sustainable habitat development to enhance the quality of life, and HUDCO provides long-term finance for construction of houses for residential purposes. Not only that, it undertakes housing and urban development programs in the country, basically in urban areas. Look at International Financial Services Center. This is altogether a new concept to India. This is not the Government of India organization. Please understand this carefully. So far, we have international financial services centers only in places like Singapore, New York, but in India, this International Financial Services Center is going to be established for the first time in GIFT City, that is the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, which is coming up in Gujarat near Ahmedabad. And you may ask, what is the main purpose of IFSC? IFSC mainly caters to customers outside the jurisdiction of domestic economy. Basically deal with the flow of finance, financial products and services across the borders, and it permits insurers, basically foreign insurers and reinsurers, to set up their branches in IFSC, and at the same time SEBI will also allow setting up of exchanges and other activities for fundraising and merchant banking, brokerage, fund management, private equity, all these will be permitted, and International Financial Services Center banking units will also be established in this GIFT City. So, International Financial Services Center, the main concept is to allow various international financial activities from various countries in IFSC in India. And if this experiment becomes successful, then GIFT City will become a big rival to Singapore and New York. Look into the next one, National Informatics Center. This National Informatics Center was established in 1976, basically looks at e-governance projects in the country, and this is with the Department of Electronics and Information Technology, or popularly known as DITE, under the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. Basically, it is the promoter of e-governance, digital opportunities for sustainable development, and not only that, NIC promoted NICNet. NICNet is basically ICT network having institutional linkages with all ministries, departments of central government as well as state governments, and at the same time various district administrations. All these are interconnected through NICNet. So, this is very important organization if you look at e-governance in the country for bringing services to the doorstep of the people. Bureau of Indian Standards, all of you are familiar with Indian Standards Institution, ISI. BIS is nothing but formerly ISI, and this BIS is a statutory body, came into existence on 1st April 1987 through an act of parliament. So, BIS is basically statutory body. Its main purpose is standardization, marking and quality certification of goods. Its headquarters is at New Delhi, and at the same time this comes under Department of Consumer Affairs under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, right. And the main purpose is standardization of various products, please don't forget. Telecom Commission is basically with the Department of Telecommunications, Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, and the Secretary to the Government of India in the Department of Telecommunications is the ex officio Chairman of the Telecom Commission. Basically, it is responsible for formulation of policies for the Department of Telecommunications, which will be put up for the approval of government. And at the same time, the Commission also prepares budget for Department of Telecommunications for each financial year and gets it approved by the government, and it is also responsible for implementing various government policy decisions. NIFT, Nifty is into the news recently, and the Nifty headquarters is in New Delhi. Nifty is nothing but National Institute of Fashion Technology, and this was set up in 1986, and it is a statutory body through an act of parliament in 2006. And please don't forget, Nifty has got several branches across the country, and President of India is the visitor of the institute, and it was set up in 1986 as an autonomous society. This is autonomous body under the Ministry of Textiles, please don't forget. And at the same time, it emerged as the premier institute in developing professionals for taking up leadership positions in fashion business, and it provides a common platform for fashion education in the country. So if someone talks about NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology, this is autonomous body under the Ministry of Textiles, and it is a statutory body. Film and Television Institute of India, this Film and Television Institute of India, initially established as Film Institute of India in 1960. It is registered as a society under the Societies Act of 1860, and it is autonomous body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. And please don't forget, FTII basic purpose is training for film and television students, and at the same time it is meant for new generation of artists who share a passion for motion pictures. And initially it started functioning from Prabhat studio premises of Pune. So if someone talks about FTII, FTII is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and it was registered as a society, started functioning from Prabhat studio premises at Pune. So these things please don't forget. Look at the last one, CBFC. CBFC is the Central Board of Film Certification, and other name is the Censor Board, and it is a statutory body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Basically, it regulates the public exhibition of films under the provisions of Cinematograph Act of 1952. And all films, music videos, documentaries meant for public exhibition, irrespective of their length, whether in celluloid or video or CD or DVD versions, are subjected to certification by CBFC as per the rules and regulations. And at present, CBFC certifies films under 4 categories: U, UA, A and S. Right friends, with this let us conclude this series of organization and its role. We have discussed about 60 important organizations, and we are closing this series with this. Right friends, with this let us conclude Insight. Have a nice day. Thank you.